A piece of living tissue or plant that is transplanted surgically. Graft. A piece of a living tissue or plant that is transplanted surgically. Graft. Feeling or showing extreme tiredness. Very. Feeling or showing extreme tiredness. Very. Giving the worrying impression that something bad is going to happen. Ominous. Giving the worrying impression that something bad is going to happen. Ominous. A person in love with himself. Narcissist. A person in love with himself. Narcissist. Plants of a particular region. Flora. Plants of a particular region. Flora. A shortened version of a larger work. Abridgment. A shortened version of a larger work. Abridgment. The man supervising the exam had a huge mustache. Invigilator. The man supervising the exam hall is called invigilator. The death when both day and night are of approximately equal length. It's called equinox. Having or showing an excessively higher opinion of one's appearance, abilities, or worth. Vain. Having or showing an excessively high opinion of one's appearance, abilities, or worth is called vain. One who has the ability to do many things dependent is called versatile. One who has the ability to do many things is called versatile. Adjust or make right or correct and rectify. Adjust or make right or correct and amend is called rectify. A speech made without preparation, extempore. A speech made without preparation is called extempore. One who mediates in a deal of a complex situation, negotiator. One who mediates in a deal or complex situation, negotiator. A loud, a loud, a loud appeal or demand, clamor. A loud appeal or demand is a clamor. A loud appeal or demand is a clamor. Sharp and direct. Sharp and direct. It's called acerbic. Sharp and direct. It's called acerbic. One who does something not professionally but for pleasure is amateur. One who does something not professionally but for pleasure is amateur. After my father passed away, I used to look at the series of stars. It's called constellation. After my father passed away, I used to look at the series of stars. Constellation. The study of language philology. The study of language philology. A person having significant experience in an occupation is a veteran. A person having significant experience in an occupation is called veteran. The act of washing oneself, ablution. The act of washing oneself is called ablution. A very expensive and elaborately built tomb mausoleum. A very expensive and elaborately built tomb mausoleum. A place where coins and medals are made, mint. A place where medals and coins are made is called mint. The act of killing one's mother, matricide. The act of killing one's mother, matricide. An excessively intense desire for returning of to past or lost conditions, nostalgia. An excessively intense desire for returning to past or lost conditions is called nostalgia. Existing in a land from the earliest times or from before the arrival of colonists is called aboriginal. Today my dad will teach me how to make a small shelter for my dog kennel. A small shelter for my dog kennel. The property left to somebody by a will legacy. And the property left to somebody by will legacy. An eccentric manner of living bohemian. An eccentric manner of living bohemian. A huge building with a spacious area to house clubs, a hangar. A group of stars having a particular shape is called constellation. A small island is called islet. A small island is called islet. Allowances given to wife from her husband for separation, alimony. Formal forgiveness of a person's sins, absolution. Formal forgiveness of a person's sins, absolution. Holding on to something or keeping an opinion with determination, tenacious. Holding on to something or keeping an opinion with determination, tenacious. A perfectionist is called meticulous. Fail to notice, fail to notice, fail to notice. Ignore, condone is called overlook. Fail to notice, ignore, condone, overlook. A room where dead bodies are kept until burial is called mortuary. The action of damaging the good reputation of someone, defamation. The action of damaging the good reputation of someone, defamation. An exaggerated statement not to be taken seriously or literally, hyperbole. An exaggerated statement not to be taken seriously or literally, hyperbole. Cancel or do away with is called abrogate. To keep postponing doing a task later because you are lazy, procrastinate. To keep postponing doing a task later because you are lazy, procrastinate. A battle of anything involving or causing much bloodshed is a sanguinary, something which is worth believing, credible. Strong hostility, animosity, murder of an infant, infanticide, one who loves humanity or believes an universal brotherhood, philanthropist, one who loves humanity or believes the universal brotherhood, philanthropist, to give up a competitor, agree to forge, especially to favor of another, surrender, surrender. My uncle is someone who loves good food and knows a lot about it. It's called gourmet. One who can speak two languages, bilingual. The scientific study of a plants of the structure, botany, something that is capable of being accomplished, feasible. One who runs away from law, fugitive. Words that begins with the same letter is called alliteration. While I was traveling in Europe, I met a man who drew map cartographer. One who runs away from law, fugitive. Words that begins with the same letter, syllable, sound, alliteration. While I met a man who draws map cartographer. A person who criticizes traditional beliefs and customs is called iconoclast. Having a feeling of guilt, remorse. Not to be affected by the pleasure and pains of life, stoic. Something that is very small and little tiny. A poll taken of voters leaving the voting place that is usually used for predicting the winners, exit poll. A formal statement testifying to someone's character and qualification, testimonial. A formal statement testifying to someone's character and qualification, qualification is called testimonial. A formal statement testifying to someone's character and qualification is called testimonial. Making a false document with a false signature is a forgery. A list of collection of books of informative graphics, catalog.